Hola, ¿cómo están? Hello, how are you?
¿Cómo estás?
Good night, good.
Hello.
Vamos a dar la bienvenida a todos los que se están conectando a través de
Ya estamos en vivo, ¿verdad?
Sí. Ahorita nos va a acompañar Jodie Lombardo-Christine, Woolley, pero vamos a empezar con Jodie.
Ok, hola, ¿cómo están todos? Bueno, pues bienvenidos una vez más. Estamos muy contentos de darle la bienvenida a todas las personas que hablan español. And also we are very excited to be with you today because we have today we have two artists, two guests that they are going to give a class in Orlando in the Jodie Show. So please welcome. Estamos esperando.
Los dejamos.
Hi. A ver, salúdenos.
¿De qué lugar nos están viendo y qué horario es por allá?
Yes,
¿Es de día? ¿Es
everyone.
de noche?
Let me see.
Aquí les voy a poner porque ya estamos transmitiendo en vivo. En el grupo, en Instagram estamos también.
Mm-hmm.
Ok. Voy a compartir el en vivo que todavía aquí.
Yes. Today we have
we have
déjame les digo. A ver.
Estoy compartiendo para que todos vean. Hola, soy Nilma, ¿cómo están? Hola Nilma, ¿de dónde nos
estás viendo, Nilma? Bienvenida. Recuerden que todos estos en vivos los vamos a grabar y los vamos a poner con subtítulos.
En el idioma.
En el idioma que esté en español o en inglés. Lo vamos a hacer 2 veces, ¿ok? Desde Colombia. Muy bien, Ilma. Bienvenida. Saludos a Colombia.
Pues gracias a todos los que se están conectando. Va a ser, híjole, muy bueno. No sé qué horario sea en Colombia. A ver si nos gustaría saber. Pero les va a gustar muchísimo. Van a aprender mucho. Y esto es una sola probada de lo que van a ver en las clases presenciales. Hola desde Montreal,
Canadá. Desde Monterrey, Canadá. Hola.
Ya también alumna, ya se inscribió.
8 p.m. Muy bien, Colombia. Great.
Ok, entonces buen horario para todos.
Bueno.
Entonces ya hay que...
Recuerden que estas artistas va a estar con nosotros el día de hoy. Jodie Lombardo y va a estar Christine Wolley. Ok, 2 de las más grandes reconocidas artistas de Australia. Van a venir al Jodie Show en diciembre. Recuerden, la primera semana de diciembre en Orlando, Florida. Van a estar dando clases, unas clases magistrales. Entonces no se los pueden perder, ¿ok?
De hecho, ya tenemos 2 bebés de ellas, ¿verdad? O sea, amamos su trabajo.
Ok, so remember everyone.
Hello,
Mónica. Ahí está Mónica from Michigan.
What time?
Hey. Mónica. Ok. Bueno, sin más por el momento, sin más preámbulo, vamos a dejar con ustedes a the greatest Jodie Lombardo. Ok, please welcome Jodie Lombardo. Let me see.
Hi, Jodie. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
We are very excited to have you here and to see your class.
Oh, I'm excited to come over. It was really good the first time, so hopefully it'll be just as good this year.
Okay. Great. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll let you do your workshop there, your demonstration. Okay. All right?
Yep.
Okay.
And see you later.
Okay, no worries. All right. Hi, everyone. Today, firstly, I'll talk about my class. The price is $400 US, and it's a 2-day class. And you have a choice of 2 different sets of the days. So you can either do the 2nd or the 3rd, 2nd and the 3rd of December, or the 4th and the 5th of December. And in both of those classes, I'll be teaching ethnic painting, as well as, so this is my ethnic painting. So you can learn this style in class, or you can choose to go fantasy. I have a lot of different fantasy options that you can choose from, full color, or you know, if you wanted to do a 4-day class, that's when you can do a clown. Yeah. That way, to do a clown, you're learning the full ethnic skin tone, and you'll also be learning how to apply color the way that I do it. I'm a little bit nervous, so let's see. You get paints provided. I plan to work with BC Paints, Irresistibles Paints, Genesis Paints, and I'll be trying out the Bountiful paints when I get to the US. So whether I use them in class or not, I'm not too sure yet. But I have the full variety of paints to work with, so that students can experiment with all the different brands and work out what works for you. Today I'll be using Genesis, and what else? You get all the paint brushes, all the sponges and solvents. The only thing that you do need to do is bring a kit. And if you wanted to do the class, something smaller than 18 inches would be best. It just means that we get more time to paint more layers. The smaller the kit, the better. You know, you paint it quicker, and it's easier to bake in the oven, because obviously everything that I use is heat set. What else? Yeah, I think that's it for the class. Oh, you also get access to my online tutorials, which are groups that I've set up on Facebook. They're private groups, and I'm constantly updating with live streams, so that you get to see my process. It seems like the more I paint, the more I learn myself. So I want to keep you guys updated all the time. So those live streams in those workshops are in those tutorials are quite good. And normally they're priced at, I think, maybe 300 US on their own. So you get access to that by doing the class with me at Yoffie. And I suppose to start today, I want to show you what I can do with, I like to mix up my own colours. So if we start with that today, sometimes it's really difficult to find the exact colour that you need in the paints, you know, like in your Irresistibles or your Genesis, if you have any of that left. So I do like to make my own color combinations, and really it's quite simple. I use pigment powder and Irresistibles primer. You know, I've tried a few different primers and bases to mix the pigment into, and I'm finding that the Irresistibles primer just works the best. It holds the pigment really well, and lets it sit on the vinyl really nicely. So if I just do a quick demonstration on how I mix that up, it's really, really simple. And what I like to do is I like to write on the side of my jars exactly the quantities that I've put in. So for this one, it was my neon pink color, and I added 1 part pigment to 6 parts primer. So it's really handy to keep note of that, so that if you need to mix more up, you know exactly what you've mixed. So I'm going to start with the primer, and this is a bulk size that I was lucky enough to purchase from Esther at Irresistibles, because I do this pretty often. I love to work with these sorts of colors, and you know, like this color that I'm going to mix up today it's a pink blue combination. So it starts off this color, but when you apply warmth to it, like if you hold it, once it's on the vinyl, if you hold it, it will actually change to more of a pink color. So this is really fun to play with. So I've just done one part of the pigment. It's just the powder, and like you can get this anywhere. You can use like metallic mica. You can use, yeah, anything that's in powder form, really. And then I'm going to start with, we'll do 6 parts because I know that 6 parts works. 2, 3. Not to be messy, but all right. And then it's really, really simple. You just mix it up and like seriously, it's done. You know. I find if you're working with something metallic or glittery, that's better to leave until the very end of your process, until after your paint's on, or else you will lose it. You know, you'll cover it in paint and you won't see all that beautiful glitter and sparkle. But all right, so that was how simple that was to create this beautiful color that, you know, if you experiment on your vinyl and find that it's not pigmented enough for however you apply paint, then just add a little bit more of your powder and you know, mix and experiment. What you don't want to do though is put in so much pigment that when you heat set this, it ends up going really powdery on your vinyl. So that's something to be aware of, and just something to experiment and play around with. So that was the first thing that I wanted to show you. I'm not actually using this color today. I just wanted to see how it mixed up because I hadn't mixed it before. It's actually really, really pretty. I'll have to try that on something later. Okay, so the first thing that we'll paint today is I have some limbs here that I'm slowly working through. They're my lichen cub limbs. So what we're going to do today, this one already has some white and some Flesh 03 on it. So today we'll be working with some of the black to get these looking quite similar so that we can eventually match the heads that I've already gone ahead and painted. So I have 3 different size brushes here. I have just your standard mixing brush, just a line brush. More fluid to that. And this is just watered down or diluted black, carbon black, Genesis. And you can see that it's still quite thick. You just need it to move on your vinyl when you're putting it on. So I'm going to go with the slightly thicker line brush that I have that has the slightly longer bristles, and I've just wet the brush down so that I find it tends to hold the paint a little better. Okay, and then I like to start at a point where there's, you know, something happening. For me, it's always like around the knee or around the ankles or the the wrist, but for this one I'm going to start at the elbow here, and I'm just blotting off a bit of the paint so it's not too blobby when we start, and put glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, and this one actually might be a little bit too thick, but I'm not sure if I go a different brush if you guys will see what I'm doing. How much closer do I need to be? I stand up. Okay, and you can see that I'm still in the camera. Okay, so it's starting to, it's not really quite enough paint left on the brush at the moment. I'm going to go a thinner brush because that was quite thick. Yeah, that thinner brush is much better. Now, if you get to this point, like I've just done, and you find that you aren't liking what you do, the really simple thing to do is start again. All right, so I'm just going to take solvent onto my sponge, whole thing comes off, and we go again. So now I've got, this is another line brush with like the extended bristles on it, and I've cut at this brush so that it's a little bit thinner for what I like. And that's nice. Now I'm just following, I'm using the brush strokes that I already have on there, the brown and the white, and I'm just painting along with those. I hope I'm making sense today, guys. I'm so nervous. My hands are shaking. I don't know if you can see that in the video. Goodness. Okay, so you can see that the black goes on quite thick. Now I like to start my brush strokes from the top and move down, but I do like to come back with a wet clean brush and pull it back the other way. So I would normally use a thinner brush, but this is what I have here. So, and I'm just pulling it back that way. So it kind of looks like it's, you know, you don't want your brush strokes to just look like they've started, you know, been plonked on there. So am I still in the camera? Yep. All right, so see how I'm pulling that back up. Okay, so that was an example of what we did just then. Yeah, so I can keep going a little bit longer. I'll go back into the flat brush. Let's go thin brush. The other example that I wanted to show you today is doing some edges on my clown. And because I've already got the black paint out, I thought we'd, you know, go with that. But I don't know how good I'm going to be because I am very shaky today. So if I just maybe try and relax a little bit more doing this. With the clean, wettened, like it's just a little bit of solvent on a clean brush, just sweeping it up so you don't get that solid start point. So that's where we've done there. I'm not sure if you guys want me to keep going, or I can start on the cleaner. We might do that. Just put that aside. So the next thing that we'll work through today is, or the last thing actually, I've got this little clown face. He's already got his white makeup started. There still needs to be a lot more layers done, but for the sake of today's demo, this is good enough. You can kind of see what we need to do, and you know, I'll just paint away, hope it works. All right, so I will try working with that brush that I just used on the lichen lip, but sometimes you might find that let me show you the bristles. It's quite long. Can you see? The bristles are quite long, and so you might find that you don't have enough control over what your brush is doing. So I might need to switch out brushes, but we'll see how this goes. Now, I like to dampen my vinyl a little bit before I start, but not so much that your paint is going to bleed out when you paint straight on, but enough so that if you need to correct it, the paint isn't staining your vinyl. Okay, so I mean, it helps to have nice neat lines, but if that's something that you really struggle with, then you just need to do a lot of cleaning. That's all. It's quicker if you've got neat lines. Today my lines aren't neat because my hands are shaking way too much. Okay, so you can see, well, I hope you can see, this line isn't perfect, not even close. Let me find a brush. Let me 2 seconds, grab another brush so that I can show you how to clean this line up really nicely. We want just another thin brush. So, all right, so I've got just another thin brush. All right, I'm making sure it's clean. And just with the solvent on it, I'm just using it like an eraser. So I'm just coming back and cleaning up my edges, creating a nice straight edge. Okay, now this works because I've wet the vinyl first. Okay, and then we can come back on the outer side. Depends on how fine you want your lines to be. I'm going to make this edge fade out to nothing. It's still a little bit too fat. It's cleaned it up nice. Okay, so that's created a nice, nice line just by using that that wet brush to come back like an eraser and clean that up a bit. Oh, I'm so bad today. Don't know if you can see my brush shaking because the camera's quite far away, but oh goodness. If I can make today's painting look good, then anyone can do this. All right, so you can see, oh, it's really, really terrible, but I'm going to come back in with my brush and try and correct it. And once you've gotten it to a point where you think it's neat, obviously you let the solvent evaporate before you bake it, because you should never bake your vinyl in the oven while before the solvent's flashed off. And the good thing about waiting for it to flash off is that you'll be able to see if there's any parts that you've cleaned that haven't been cleaned enough. And you normally don't see those little bits. Like I can see where there's little drag points here. You probably can't see it in the camera. But until the solvent flashes off, you won't be able to see what's been left behind. So you really do need to wait until the solvent's flashed off before you bake it. But I've managed to clean that up so that we've sort of got some archy things happening. So this is one of my princess inspired clown designs, going with the whole princess theme for the show. Actually, those lines were much better. You can see those ones were much better than the first ones I put on. So there's not as much cleaning to do for those. Fade up to nothing. I always create a clown design before I start painting. But you will find that once you, once you start putting paint onto the vinyl, you might find that you need to change things as you go. You might find that the paint doesn't like to sit in certain parts, certain creases, so you might need to alter your design a little bit. This isn't a quick process. And these black line layers I can do probably sometimes 3 or 4 times to really build up the depth and the color. But yeah, that's how I do my line work on my clowns. I hope you've learned something from me today. And if you haven't, it was nice having you hang out with me anyway. So I think that's all I've got to show you today, demonstration wise. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that enough, guys?
Hey, what amazing!
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much. You are super talented.
Oh, thank you. I'm so nervous. I'm shaking. I can't tell you how much I'm shaking.
Take your class.
Yes, me too. I want to take your class.
Thanks, Judy. That was great. You see, everyone is very excited. Very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love your work very much. Mira. This is one of my favorites. Oh,
Amazing.
look at this beautiful. Mira.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very amazing. If you have a chance to see the Judy's work, she's super detailed and beautiful. I just love your work. And thank you very much for coming to our show. You know,
yes, thank you so much.
You and your husband are always welcome. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are a rock star.
Yeah, you're a rock star.
Thank you.
I love you. Si tienen algunas preguntas, los que nos están viendo en español, hagan sus preguntas.
If some of you have some questions for Judy or you want to know something, okay.
Y aquí están diciendo, Judy's class is amazing as her babies. I have one.
I have one. Great.
That is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Okay, love. They are sending you hugs and love and kisses. Everybody loves you. That's very great. How cute.
Oh, cute. Si tiene alguna bebé étnica que nos muestre también. Y para lo de la clase, más o menos lo que van a hacer.
Ya lo puso, ¿no?
Judy is the best instructor.
The best instructor ever. Okay, the baby that you're going to teach, ¿qué era? ¿Cuál era la pregunta que tenías?
No, ¿qué bebé, porque creo que les de escoger, ¿no? ¿Qué bebé es con el que van a trabajar en la clase?
No, creo que ellos van a llevar su bebé.
¿Ah, sí?
They are going to bring their babies, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody's painting something different. Before the classes start, I have a little group and we all have, a bit of a chat about what they want to paint, and everybody's painting something different. Everybody has a different color palette, and everybody has a different painting plan that I've already worked out before class starts.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
¿Tienes ahí el bebé que hizo Elías? Our son took your class and he was very excited and very beautiful. Let me see if we have the baby that he painted at your class. It was great.
He did have a lot of fun. He mixed his own colors and everything for that class.
Yeah, he want to take it again.
He's welcome to come again.
Yeah. Now he's trying to paint avatars and other stuff. I have it here. Look at this was it.
Yeah.
And this is for Monica's place.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That suits it a lot.
And many people want to buy it at the show, and Lorraine doesn't want to sell that one.
It's very special.
Oh no,
it's the first
you have
one.
to keep the first one. Yeah, have to keep the first one.
That was great. Okay, well, let me see. Thank you for these tips. There, it was very helpful. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thank you very much, Judy, for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you very soon. Okay, for sure.
6 weeks. It's going to go very, very quick.
Yes. A ver qué dice ethnic, whatever. complexion.
The first 2 days will be ethnic or whatever complexion you choose, and the next 2 days will be fantasy.
No, each 2-day class will be both. So I'm teaching ethnic and fantasy in the same 2-day class. So it just depends on if someone wants to do somebody else's class, and then come and do one of my 2-day classes. But I'm teaching both in both classes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
Iba a decir algo. Y tiene un descuento, creo, especial también si toman una clase
do you
con Anastasia,
have a
¿no?
special discount
con
if you
la
take
clase de
both
Anastasia.
classes? No?
I
Anastasia.
could. I haven't really had anybody ask to do
Okay, because somebody was
4
asking
days
us
as
about.
yet. I think you'll learn enough in the 2 days. Unless you really wanted to do a clown, and we can talk about a discount if you wanted to do the 4 days.
Right.
But the 2 days is plenty to, to either do something in ethnic or
That
something.
one is amazing. I
Wow.
love that one.
Wow.
Oh, it's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this kid so much.
I know. Peak is just adorable.
Yes, it's adorable.
Yeah.
And the weeks. And
well,
more time. This is a great idea. Voting one. Okay, so if anyone has more questions, please send a private message to Jodie Lombardo. Okay, she's going to tell you everything that you want to know, all your questions. Para todas las preguntas que tengan ustedes para Judy, por favor manden un mensaje privado para que se pongan de acuerdo con ella para tomar su clase la primera semana de diciembre en el Yo Pidol Show. Recuerden, en el Hyatt Regency en Orlando, Florida. Okay.
Es una otra porque piensa que aquí se va a tomar una clase completa y otra clase completa en 2 días. Es o tomas una o tomas otra, ¿no?
There's one question, Judy. Can you read it?
You should be able to paint a full ethnic or a full fantasy, not both in 2 days. Just one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one or the other. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, Judy, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. No worries. We'll see you soon.
Yes, and see you soon.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gracias. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Pues sí, aquí estamos.
Bueno, pues
aquí
ella
seguimos.
fue Jodie Lombardo.
Bravo.
Muchas gracias. Muchísimas gracias por venir desde Australia. Thank you so much for showing us your work. And now we have the greatest Christine Wolley with us. Please welcome
to Christine Wolley. Hi.
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm just gonna have to apologise to begin with because I've got a bad cold. So if I get up and cough, I'll just be away for a second to do that.
No worries.
Otherwise, and I won't do too much talking. Otherwise, it'll set me off. But yeah, other than that, I'm fine and good and looking forward to class.
Great. We're very excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And thank you very much for coming to the Yo Pidol Show. Okay, you are welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited. My granddaughters have already put their orders in for videos of Disneyland, so they're excited that I'm coming.
Sí, es un buen lugar para.
Yeah, it's a nice place to go to Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, we give you the space to show you what the people is going to see in your class.
Yes.
Very good.
Your class. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So first off, I've got 2 classes, and I'm just going to read a little bit. The first class I'm going to do is on air dry painting. And I haven't seen a lot of classes around with air dry painting, and I know a lot of people are wanting to kind of venture into that. And it's kind of, I suppose it's better for your health if you're not baking, or people have different reasons. For me, it triggers headaches when I use heat sets, so that's why I use air dry. So the air dry class will be on the 2nd and 3rd of December, and it's 2 days and it's $550 US, but the kit value that you get is $390 worth. So what you'll get is you'll get a choice of one of Bonnie Brown's kits, and most people have either chosen Saskia or Laura. You'll get a 15-piece full-size set of Ultimate Fusion paints plus the 2 mediums that I use. You'll get a 7-piece brush set plus my hair painting brush. And these are my favourite brushes that I use. And they're Ultimate Fusion brushes as well. And then I'll do some modelling sponges and the texture sponges, paint palettes and all the other bits and pieces that you'll need. So that's the first 2 days. And then the hair painting class will be on the second 2 days of the classes. So that will be the 4th and the 5th. And what a couple of people are doing the air dry painting class first and then using the head for the hair painting class, which is what you can do. Other than that, all you need to do is bring along a head painted, preferably with no texture added to where you want to put the hair, and that's all we'll be doing. So in that class, excuse me, you're going to get both my blonde and brown hair tutorial, the books, and you'll get so you choose a colour that you want to do, either blonde or brown hair, and that's what we'll concentrate on. But you'll learn to do both in class, but you don't want a multicoloured head, so we're going to do blonde or brown. And so you'll get an eyebrow book as well. You'll get full-size paint set. You'll get two brushes. You'll get a carry bag and all that kind of thing, and a couple of little extra things as well. So the class kit value is 371 Australian dollars, and the cost of the 2-day class is 425 US dollars. Now both these classes I've got, it's half full, and I'm going to cap the numbers, so I'm going to have a nice intimate little group. So it'll be nice if you want to get into either of these classes. Maybe you do it in the next week or two, because I need to order in all the products and then ship them over ready. So in the hair painting class, we're going to learn how to do, first of all, how to use the brush and the paint consistency, how to mix that, because that's really important, in my opinion, to get a really good result. So once we have that down pat, and then we will learn how to do the Nugo eyebrows and how to paint, like place them and paint them, how to map the head, how to layer the colours, which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute, and that gives you the 3D effect. And in the air dry painting class, we're going to learn, I'm going to take you through like the colour scheme that I use to do like a strawberries and cream baby. A lot of people want to do that, so I thought I would do that. I'm also gearing it up so beginners can do it. So if a beginner wants to do this class, you won't need any prior experience painting. It'll be suitable for beginners, and we should finish our doll right up to sealing stage in that 2 days. So you'll get to take your finished doll home, and you can put it together at home and seal it. So I'm going to show you, also give away a couple of my little secrets just for the class members, will be what I prime the kits with first. It just makes the paint go on so smoothly, and gives it a really nice kind of a really slight texture already. And then also I'm going to show you how I texture my dolls, which is another little special formula that I've come up with that I find really good for texturing air dry. And it's really flexible. It's really flexible, and it helps protect your kits even further. So what I might do is just pick this camera up, because I'm around the wrong side. I'll take you, hopefully I don't drop the phone, sorry. Let me just turn this around. Nope, just do it this way. So dun, dun, dun. Okay, guys, how do I turn this camera around? This way? Here we go. You can tell I haven't done this before. So this is what we're going to get in our air dry painting kit. You'll get the kit, the body, the certificate, the full paint set that I use, and I'm going to show you how to mix other colours as well, and the brushes, sponges. You've got a carrier bag, and this poor Saskia, you can all have a bit of a laugh. She hasn't got a head, sorry, she's off getting rooted at the moment, but this is the kind of the colour we'll be doing. Sorry, the lighting's shocking in here right now because I've got the curtains closed. This is the blonde hair painting. It's the only one I've got, but she's the one that's on the book. And these are the books that you'll get, the paint set, the brushes, etc. So what I'm going to do is pop you down here and just set this up. And I'll just go over a little bit of painting with you and show you what I do. Let me see. I've got this both places so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, can you see that okay? So I'm going to start with the hair painting. What I've done here is I work in layers, and that's how I do my hair painting. Let me try a bit more light on that. And get the right brush. So on this side, I'm going to demonstrate blonde hair painting. And like I said, I work in layers. So I've got layers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I've done is just added a bit of white to the 5 to start that. So I'll just do that quickly and then we'll do the brown. But it kind of gives you an idea of how the 3D effect works. So this is my paint here. And this is the blonde for just a bit of white added. And you can add as much or as little white as you want. And when you're loading up your brush, I don't know if you can see that, I put the whole bristle in and I hold it like a pen. So I put the whole bristle in and wipe it up the side. So there's no, I don't think that's going to focus on that, but there is no paint dripping off. And then I hold it like the brush like a pen and I touch the bristle at a 90-degree angle. So it's just touching. So it's barely touching the vinyl. And that'll give you a really nice fine line. So the first 4 layers kind of don't look like anything until you get this last layer in, but then they all kind of make sense because that's your undertone, that becomes your undertone layers, and that's what gives this layer a really good 3D effect. I hope you can see this okay. Sorry that I haven't got my light set up very well, but so then I just pick out the highlighted areas that I've kind of, the blonde 4 has kind of created from the layer before, and then you just go over those. But in class I'll show you in detail how to get that and kind of where to place these lines. So everywhere I see a dark line, that's where I'll highlight next to with a lighter colour. Then I just leave some little gaps in between as I go along. And like you can get creative and you can add waves or kind of go in different directions if that's what you're after. So that's coming off a little bit thick so that you can just blot that. So I had that on my brush a bit thick. So then we go along and do that. Now if I wanted that to stand out more. All I do is add a drop of white or flesh base or whatever colour you prefer. I'm gonna exaggerate this so you can see it a bit better and make it a bit lighter. And then what I'll do is where I want to highlight, so where I imagine the light coming, so if the light's coming from this way and it's hitting the hair, I'll imagine like I'll highlight those sides. And it only has to be a couple of strokes. But it'll just make your hair really stand out and give it that lovely 3D effect. And if you keep your lines nice and fine, when you see it up close, it looks like real hair. And you can actually see like the layers underneath. So they're a bit boring to do as we're going along, but they're necessary and they totally make sense. So hopefully you can see that okay. So I'll just do this quickly, but that'll give you an idea, and then you can just keep picking. If you want to go over and over, you can keep picking them out as far as you want. Make it as highlighted as you want, as thick as you want. It's totally up to you. So that's gives you an idea. Where's my... So hopefully you can see that. And that gives it a really good 3D effect. So that's the blonde hair. So I'll just pop that to the side and get my brown paint. And it really is, it's the same it's the same method that we use with layering. So the layers that I've got down are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm just mixing up my paint here. So this is brown 5. So this here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And like it leaves, the reason I do different colours is it builds up the undertones and it gives it a bit of depth and thickness. So when you come to your final layer, which I've started there, then you just do the same thing. You just pick out areas that you want to highlight or stand out or thicken up, holding the brush at a 90-degree angle. And then I usually leave a gap in between, and that'll give it some depth. I have lots of hairy belly plates laying around. This is what I practice on a lot. So if I want a different colour or want a different design or whatever, I practice on the belly plate. So you can use whatever, any piece of vinyl, even paper. It'll work on paper. It's good to do that too to get the feel of the brush. it's kind of like, it's almost like colouring in, so it can be quite relaxing. So what you want to do is mimic, what we're doing is mimicking fine hair. So really, it's like rooting. We put as you put in one hair at a time. We're painting one hair at a time. Okay, so when that's dry, and that won't take too long to dry, if you want to highlight that even further, you can go along with a darker colour, or you can just go along with the same colour and do as we did before, and just kind of, you're really just picking out 1 or 2 lines. You can add a little bit more pressure if you want to, and that'll thicken it up. A little bit more pressure to the brush, sorry. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea. So that's the hair painting. So that's how I paint hair. I paint it in layers, and that's what we'll be doing with the hair. Now I might just give you a really quick demo on air dry, and I've got another little belly plate here, and I've primed it. It's got dust on it, sorry. So one's a little bit different than the other, but we'll just have a look. We'll add a few layers. I'm just going to take my glasses off for a minute. And I'll start with a couple of washes. I've got some washes prepared. So I'm just going to give it a few washes, but I'm just going to show you how simple it is to do the washes. So we just load up our brush. Probably not that much. And I just apply this generously. Now, so this is bare vinyl with 1 coat of primer. And you can see how it doesn't need anti-bead, it doesn't need anything like it's not beading at all. So I apply that liberally. I'm a bit of a paint waster, but it kind of works. And then I get our kabuki brush and we'll just pounce that in. And that kind of takes off the excess but evens it out. It also evens out what we've just done. And then I'll blot that off on some paper towel. And then you can go along and we'll get a dry brush. I like to just kind of take off excess, but you don't need to do that. And then you let that dry. And as soon as that's dry, that's ready for its second layer. So I'll just rinse out the brush. And with the kabuki brush, you can just wipe it onto the paper towel. Okay, what I might do, just give that a, I should have brought my hair dryer in, sorry, but as soon as that's not shiny, that's dry, it's ready to go with the second layer. So we're nearly there. What I'll do is a mottle for you. You can see my messy painter. Okay, so mottle, I just get my mottle sponge and wipe it on. And then I just gently blot it off onto the paper towel. See that? Like that. And I can see that's okay. So then all you do is go up and down, just a gentle touch without pushing. And you've got time to let that sit for a minute. Always keep a toothpick handy for these little bits. My sponge is so old it's disintegrating, so I need to get a new one. And then I just gently up and down blot, just gently, and that smooths out the edges. So again, Adding some mottle. This is just to give you an idea of how easy that air dry paint is to apply. This Ultimate Fusion paint has been specially formulated by the late Lisa Sylvia, and it was especially made for reborning. So it actually has products inside it along with the paint already. So that's one mottle layer. And then you just continue on with like whatever different models you do. Let's do a purple one. Let's go purple. So we'll do a fair few different kind of, I call them models, but they're probably more texture. They're adding, like building up skin tone, adding depth and undertone. So same principle, but brush it on, gently blot first, and then pop it on your vinyl. Paint. And that's it. Kind of as soon as it's air dry. So as soon as it's dry, it's ready for the next layer. So it's as simple as that. There's no baking. Which I really like. Then we'll do a yellow. And it is just building up. Literally just building up our colours. This one probably needs a bit of a stir. These are all ones that have been sitting for a little while, so they're not stirred very well. So there we go. I'll do one more mottle just to show you. Let it stand out a little bit. And let's dry off the and then we do creasing and veining and all the other fun things that you do. But you can see how quick and easy that is. And okay, let's pick up, compare. You see the difference in those already? Just with those few layers. So that's what I do. And then obviously you do the creasing and veining and whatever. Let's have a look at that. I've got some crease colour here. Let's just have a little play and then I'll let you go. Don't want you to get bored, but so for the creasing, for the fine creases, I like to use the Ultimate Fusion, the liner brush. That's really good. And I've also got a favourite brush of mine, which is a Neef number 2 camel hair, and it just blends really well. So for creases, just light up your brush and kind of wipe the excess off and just go along in the crease. Probably need a thicker brush for this one. And then I just get this camel hair brush and just blend it in. Let me try my round brush for a thicker crease for you. So if you want to do thicker crease or some shading, this is the Ultimate Fusion round brush, and that works really well. Any mop brush will do. Or you can also use like a sponge just to give that, and it just blends it in really well. This has got a bit of blend flow mixed in with the paint mix. But so your brush is kind of fairly dry with paint. You don't want it too wet. But yeah, that's how quick and easy it is. Kind of. Let's get that a bit of colour down there. So there we go. So that's what we'll do, and then yeah, veining. I do veining with powders. You can do like the veining. We're going to be doing veining with. This is a mottle colour, so it's probably not dark enough. You get, but veining is the same same principle. Pull that up your brush, take some off, just pop a vein where you want it, and then press it into your vinyl. Like press it in. That's probably a bit. That paint's probably a bit thick, but you get the idea. It's really just painting on where you want your veins to be, and then we just kind of press them in to make them look like they're under the skin. Sorry, it's not a very good vein, is it? But there, you get the idea. So that's what we'll be doing for our air dry class. So if you'd like to join either of the classes, just send me a message. I'd love to have you along. We usually have lots of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, Ultimate Fusion has very kindly added a discount for anyone that's watching this live. And anything you buy from the shop, I think they're giving you 10% off. And there's a code word which I can add for you. And I'm also going to give 15% off if you use the code word YOFI from anything you buy from my shop for the next 2 weeks before I get ready to leave. So let's turn this around. There we go. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of what I plan to do. And if you'd like to join me, I'd love to have you. Okay, thank you.
Hi,
Wow.
thank you, Christine.
What a wonderful work and relaxing to see.
Yes.
I was very relaxing. I was very pleased to see
Thank you.
working, and it's amazing.
Va a ser muy fácil.
Yeah, looks very easy, but in your hands.
It is easy once you're shown. It's really a step-by-step process. So it's just knowing the basics and what to do, and then you can go from there. Anyone can do it.
Great. Well, thank you. A very, very huge thank you to you two, to Jodie,
Yes.
and to you. You are a great artist,
Thank
and
you so much.
thank you so much for being here in this demonstration. And also thank you to all the people who's watching. And before we say goodbye, don't forget, we are going to be in Orlando, Florida, the first week of December.
Que si tienen alguna pregunta
So,
también.
if there is some questions for
The
Christine,
class.
about the class, about what you're going to learn, how much, or what do you want to do?
Fun to watch.
Fun
Yeah.
to watch there.
And relax.
Relaxing. Yeah. And also we have here a very beautiful baby painted by you.
Oh,
This
yes.
We should have this one. Mira, enséñales un poquito del pelo. Show them her work.
There
Ah,
she
sí.
Yes. If, well, please. read the
There
question.
is one question.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see it there?
Yeah, I've just got. If you're using heat set, what color to use for blonde? I don't use heat set. I use Ultimate Fusion over any heat set paint can be used. So people that did the class at Rose, there was Beatrice's paints, Irresistible's Bountiful Baby, the Genesis, and these paints are designed to use over heat set paints. So yeah, I can't tell you how to mix up colours because the colours took me a long time to kind of create to get them right over skin tone. But yeah, the Ultimate Fusion paints can be used over heat set. So I think there's only one person in the class doing air dry. The rest are doing heat set paints. And we're just using Ultimate Fusion over that.
Aquí tenemos otra pregunta, pero va en español y ahorita te la traducimos en inglés. Dice, ¿va a vender los libros de sus tutoriales en el show? Creo que sí, pero...
They are asking if you are going to sell your tutorial books at the show,
Yeah.
at the official show.
Yes, I'll have a few there. I won't be able to bring too many of it because my suitcases are already full. But I'll be posting some over, yes, so I'll have some at the table.
Okay, sí va a llevar sus libros de tutoriales para vender.
Gaby.
Va a llevar todo para allá.
Aquí hay otra pregunta. Another question.
A ver,
Okay.
Christine.
Let me see. Painting a head of hair by painting veins and modelling on a head can it be seen where you'll be painting hair? Yes, if you do it sparsely. So I'm a thick hair painter and I like curls and swirls, and that's how my grandkids are. So I kind of paint as I see, kind of my idea in my head. But yes, if you want to do just a light colour, then yes, you can see them through if you want to. So it all depends how thickly you put your hair on. I hope that answers that question.
Great.
Sí.
Great.
Ok, ahora una en inglés. Dice Vivian Fernández. Dice, ¿es fácil de borrar esa pintura si te equivocas en un trazo?
They are asking about if it's easy to erase the painting if you are making mistakes.
No, it's not too difficult. We always have a damp sponge beside us, and like I have Q-tips and like these little applicators. And if you just wet your paint, if you just use water, the distilled water, and you can just wipe off. If you don't like a little area, you can wipe it off. But it does kind of set quite quickly, so it's not as forgiving as Genesis.
Okay.
But then you can go over and correct layers like on the next layer, if that makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
okay. Dicen que sí que es fácil borrarlo con un poco de agua y con Q-tips o lo que te van a dar ahí, que es fácil borrar, no tan fácil como el Genesis, pero también lo puedes hacer, si lo haces rápidamente, no tienes ningún problema con eso. Vivian.
Gracias, dice Gaby Jaramillo.
Thank you, gracias.
One more question.
A ver, there's one more question, Christine.
Yep, one more. What colour skin would be the best for blonde hair? I like doing the like a peaches and cream or strawberries and cream for blonde hair. I think if you do a really dark-skinned baby and do blonde, it just doesn't really work. So I'd keep it light, and that's the kind of the colour theme that we're doing in the air dry painting class. So I'm going to do a kind of a strawberries and cream complexion.
Great.
Dice Vivian.
Gracias. They say thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. If you have more questions, please ask her at the class. You have to join her class. Don't forget.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Bueno, ¿ya nos despedimos o qué?
Sí, ¿tiene algún bebé que tenga que mostrar uno completo?
Ahorita ella. Do you have a baby now to show us? A complete baby? A finished baby?
Yeah, I will. Yep. Hang on, I'll just see if I can turn this around again.
All right.
And I'll take this off here. Sorry. I've got two that I'm working on, but I can't show them. So this is the one.
Wow.
Es el güero, mira.
So this is the skin tone that we'll be doing in class.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Está muy bonito.
So she's the only one that I've kept. She's the only one that I've kept.
What's his name?
This one's Pebbles by Severine Perret Mercier, is it? This poor little fellow, headless fellow.
Yeah.
Saskia.
Really with your finger.
Sorry, I can't really show you, but that's
Saskia?
That's Saskia, yeah.
Saskia.
Yeah. That's Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have any other ones. Like I said, I've got 2 prototypes I'm working on, but I can't show them yet. So they're nearly done. I'm just working on the hair, but that's one there. So yeah, that's the hair.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
There we go.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful house, by the way.
Thank you. This is my studio. It's
wow.
It's my late husband's shed, and I had it so all the original shingles in the roof, they're 130 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had it redesigned. So it's a lovely space to work in. I'm very lucky. Yeah.
Very quiet place.
Next time we are going to travel to Australia, we're going to visit you at Tanzania.
There's plenty of room.
Tasmania.
Plenty of room.
Gorgeous studio.
Yeah. Hello, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much. And the books and everything.
Yeah, there's the books. So that's the things you'll be getting in the
2 different tutorials.
Yeah, actually there'll be 4 because I've got so you'll get all the tutorials I have. You'll get a full paint set, the brushes, the Q-tips, the carry bag, and then the same with the air dry paint in class. You'll get.
Yes, come to Tasmania.
Thank you.
Anybody's welcome. Come over. Come over and stay. Yeah, so you get copies of everything you need.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're
great. Yes. You are. Well, ya vamos a despedirnos. Bueno, pues muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que nos están viendo. La verdad, gracias por estar aquí. Los esperamos en el Yopi Doll Show.
Tienen que inscribirse
aquí a la clase de Christine o de Judy. Cualquier clase tienen que tomar, tienen que aprovechar la oportunidad para tomar estas clases increíbles con estas súper talentosas maestras, artistas que vienen de tan lejos para darnos lo mejor. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. You have to join us at the Yopi Doll Show and take advantage of these great and talented artists that are coming from so far away. So we thank you very much for being in the Yopi Doll Show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christine.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. We love you.
Bye. See you there.
See
you soon. Bye.
And see you tomorrow in another demo.
Tomorrow we're going to have another demonstration, a great artist as well. So, mañana vamos a tener otra demostración con Anastasia, que es una persona que transforma los bebés de vinil, los kits, los transforma en lo que ella quiere, ¿no? En lo que quiere. Es una clase increíble. Tomorrow we're going to have another demonstration with Anastasia.
Ella viene de Suecia.
She's coming from
Sweden.
Yeah. She's a great artist. So please stay tuned and thank you very much for watching, all of you.
Y el jueves con Paqui Galán. Entonces, no se esta semana está.
And Paqui Galán is also coming.
Y también la próxima semana nos vamos a ver.
And next week, okay? Thank you everyone for watching. God bless you. Bye bye. Muchas gracias a todos.
Ideas are the greatest. Thank you, Yelena. She's amazing. Yes.
Sí,
she's amazing.
Yes.
And very talented.
Indeed. We have great artists at the show.
Yes. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.